going to tell you the top 3 reasons you can't blame Shoeless Joe Jackson for the 1919 Black Sox scandal. In October of 1919, the White Sox were primed to win their second World Championship in 3 seasons behind players like Eddie Seacott, Lefty Williams, Happy Felch, Buck Weaver, and the great Shoeless Joe Jackson. Gamblers started to take notice throughout the country and started recruiting players to lose games on purpose, offering them up to $10,000 apiece. But you might ask yourself, why risk your career for such a small payday? Well, in 1922, Babe Ruth was making $52,000 a year. But back in 1919, Ty Cobb was bringing in only $20,000 as baseball's top paid player. A pitcher like Walter Johnson, the best of the year, was making only $14,000 a season. In fact, the total payroll for the White Sox was only $88,000, with the average salary for each player being just over $3,000 apiece. So players figured, well, we could make 3 times as much just by losing games instead of winning them. A pitcher like Eddie Seacott, one of the best in the American League in 1919, made just $7,000. And Joe Jackson, one of the best hitters of all time, made just $6,000 that season. Seacott was certainly no Walter Johnson, but was among the 5 best pitchers statistically, making $7,000 less than Johnson, while somebody like Jackson, comparable to Ty Cobb, was making just 1/3 of his salary. It's easy to see why they felt underpaid and underappreciated. Second, it has been widely reported that Joe Jackson was illiterate. This has been seen throughout baseball history. Though he could read and write his own name, that was about all he could read and write, and he consistently had problems comprehending information that he read or was told. Therefore, any kind of confession, immunity plea, or admission of wrongdoing should have been thrown out in court and never taken as fact out of Jackson's mouth. Though Jackson's death does not provide us an opportunity to confirm this story and corroborate this, many accounts would suggest that this information is correct. Third, if we look at Jackson's stats, they certainly do not read as those of someone who was trying to lose on purpose. Defensively, Jackson did not make a single error in the 8-game series in left field. He hit a team-leading .375 with a .394 on-base percentage, slugged .563, and an on-base plus slugging of over .900. This is all while only striking out twice in 32 at-bats, hitting 3 doubles, 2 home runs, and driving in 6 over the 8 games. These are MVP caliber numbers no matter what area you're in, especially for someone who's supposedly trying to lose. Until his death, Jackson maintained that he always gave his all for baseball. And though he did take money from the gamblers following the season, he and the rest of the 1919 Chicago American League Ball Club were never convicted of any crime or conspiracy in a court of law. 2 years after the scandal in 1921, first baseball commissioner Kennesaw Mountain Landis, depicted here on the left, decided to ban all 8 players involved for life. The 8 men out on the right included the young great Shoeless Joe Jackson, and they would never again be able to step foot on an organized baseball field or see their names placed in the coveted Major League Baseball Hall of Fame. Though even as recently as 2015, petitions have been made to now Commissioner Rob Manfred on Jackson's behalf, they have gone unanswered, and there's been a consistent refusal to review the evidence to overturn Landis' ruling from 1921. The 1919 White Sox will continue to live in infamy for a number of reasons, and even in death will be shut out from immortality. However, though some may have had malicious intent in 1919, you cannot blame Shoeless Joe Jackson. Jackson was a widely underpaid superstar, even for his day. He was not able to sufficiently read and write on his own, and therefore had no way to properly defend himself before, during, or after the scandal trial. Finally, and perhaps most substantial evidence, Jackson's statistics are off the charts and could not possibly read as someone who was trying to lose on purpose. I hope you would have enjoyed this information. And the next time you read about the 1919 Black Sox or hear about them, I hope you will do so with an open mind. Perhaps one day we can see vindication of this man who has been a hero for so many, and he can take his rightful place in the Hall of Fame. These are my references. I encourage you to follow up and look at some of these pages as they provide even more evidence than I was able to include in this presentation, as well as some other fascinating statistics about baseball history.